Hi, Allison. It's so nice to meet you.
You too.
I'm a big fan of your work in Fargo and Why Women Kill. And
Thank
it's
you.
nice to see you on a show, an environment I feel like that has to be a little bit more relaxing than those series.
Yeah, a little bit closer to home, literally and figuratively.
How do you feel about doing different types of comedy? Because those are both funny shows, but a little bit more, violent, I would say, even though we have, blood and other stuff in this show.
Yeah, no, a little darker. Yeah, I think as like a lot of actors, I really love sort of like doing this and then doing this and then floating over here and making a hard drama. But I have long loved mockumentaries and really just jumped at the chance to do one. When this script came to me, I was like, I will do anything. This is my dream show. I'll do anything to do this show. I loved Alex. I loved this world. And I would have loved it even if it weren't a mockumentary, but the fact that it was a mockumentary just like tipped it over the edge for me. I love this style of comedy. I love the fact that the jokes are not always what's written, but they're in when you choose to look at the camera and how you choose to look at the camera or not look at the camera. The idea of like the camera, the audience, the person behind the camera, the producer that's asking questions being this whole other character is so delicious to me.
What are some of your favorite documentaries?
I'm a huge Christopher Guest fan, so I've been, I mean, Waiting for Guffman because I came up in theater is probably my favorite. It's just by nature of that world. But then, we've been really lucky to have, I see The Office up behind you on on your shelf behind you. We have these great mockumentary series as well that we came up on. I was a huge fan of The British Office, the original. I thought it translated well for an American audience, but I really loved The British Office. And I don't really do cringe comedy, but man, I stuck through it for that because I just thought it was so great.
I think I would describe Alex as drowning in sarcasm and, the eye rolls that you were talking about, that it's about all about the delivery. Do you feel like she's a happy person?
Oh wow. I do think she's a happy person. I think she loves her job. And I think that part of her job is dealing with these folks around her. I think we find her at a time when she's sort of finding a balance between this recent promotion that she's gotten. Now she's like the boss of her friends and she's training people more. She's like balancing these new responsibilities and she's kind of finding her footing. So maybe we're watching her flounder with that a little bit. But I think she's essentially a happy person. I mean, I'm a person who rolls my eyes and I'm pretty sarcastic and I'm like, I deal with like that in my regular life. And I'd consider myself a pretty happy person as well. So, yeah, I think that that's just like kind of the world that she lives in.
Do you think that she's the closest to you of all the characters, or is there someone else you could see yourself playing in the ensemble?
Oh gosh. Um, I think Alex is pretty close to me. I have a touch of Joyce in me as well, of like the presentation of like everything's going so well, don't worry about it. Like come on over here, let me show you behind the scenes. I have a touch of that in me as well. I think just as a performer. Um, so yeah, I think I've got a little bit of Joyce in me.
I like that Alex gets to interact with a lot of the cast. I've only seen a few episodes, but it's nice to see that. Do you have any dynamic that you particularly like in terms of her and another character?
I mean, I had a lot of fun with Mekki, who plays Matt, because he's new and he's such a dummy. And Alex
Not
is
Meccy, right? Matt?
not Mekki. No, sorry,
Gonna say.
Mekki's really dumb and he's new at this. No, Matt is like really not good at his job. As the season starts, we get to see him like gain some skills. I think as things go on. But yeah, watching Alex, who as a person is like, oh, let me help this person and help him, like foster him and be kind to him. But as a nurse is like, get away, you are ruining everything. What are you doing? So we have some episodes together and that I find really, really, really fun to play with.
You feel like you have a strong knowledge of medicine now that might serve you well in the real world?
I feel like I do, and probably to the point where I should tone it down because I know, and like when I go to the doctor now and I'm getting blood drawn, I'm like, what are you working with? Like, what gauge? That's cool. I could probably do this, by the way, if I had to draw my own blood. I'm sure they don't find that, that charming, but I do feel a kinship with anybody in the medical profession I'm working with now. I'm like, hey, same, same.
That's very funny. Thank you so much, Allison. It's so nice to meet you.
You're welcome, babe. You too. Have a good one.